with rehab and with an injury, it is never linear. There's going to be ebbs and flows. There's going to be good days and bad days. There's going to be good weeks and bad weeks. But as long as the progression is inching higher, like that pain threshold gets higher and higher, and we're just teetering with that threshold, we're good. And also, I also have to remind them too that, progress isn't always about, doing more load or lifting more weight or doing more reps, especially with injury. Like I often state with them, like, listen, the fact that you had this injury occurred in the first place predisposes you to it happening again. You brought up low back pain. Like, people have reoccurring low back pain all the time. To me, I always reiterate to my clients, like, progress is going to be like, if it does happen again, whether you're roughhousing with your kid, you're bending over randomly to pick something up, or it's something that's done in the weight room, the fact that it maybe does not last as long, like instead of it taking you out for 2 weeks, it takes you out for a day or two, or maybe maybe you just like the pain dissipates quite quickly, and it just doesn't last as long, and it's not as what's the word I'm looking for? It's not as powerful. To me, that is progress in the long run. Because it happens all the time. I mean, before maybe it was before or after my Achilles, where I was like, "Hey Dan, I tweaked my low back. Can you kind of do your magic?" Something that you normally would have taken me out for 2-3 weeks really was only like a day or two, and I was kind of like back after it anyway. Part of that too is having smart programming, progressing accordingly, etc. But I hopefully I answered your question there.
Oh yeah, I think you did. And one of the things you were talking about at the end there is that first time you get injured, and this happens for a lot of, like, I'd say 20-year-olds, right? So up until you're about, I say 19 or 20, you can train really hard and probably never get hurt. And then you get injured and you get your first serious injury, and you have this huge identity crisis, right?
Sure.
And you get better. Most people do. And, for a lot of folks, if they're playing a sport, it might actually end their career, right? But for the best athletes, they really learn how to deal with that. And it goes for regular folks too, like you and me, that just love exercise. That first major injury is terrible, right? And then you get over that injury and you have another one. You're like, well, I got through it last time. I'll get through it again. And it's a little bit easier. And I think helping people with that mindset is important, right? As a physical therapist, especially because we see injuries all the time, but also I'm sure as a trainer, right? Because people are coming in and their world is spiraling out of control, and you're just trying to help and say, like, well, you'll get through this. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And if you can deal with that and very quickly shift your mindset towards progressing and getting better, you do better long-term, right? So here's what I want you to do next, guys. If you enjoyed this video so far, I have an entire course. It's free. It's called the Fitness Pain-Free Mini Course. And we go over 3 lessons going to help you take a lot of this information that we went over so far and put it into practice. The first lecture is called Why We Need a Better System. So first and foremost, the way we treat fitness individuals, all right, athletic people in the gym from a physical therapy perspective is pretty much broke, okay? So we need a better system to serve the folks that are in the gym that get hurt, they want to get back to training, all right? Lecture number 2 is called 7 Reasons Why People Get Hurt in the Gym. And essentially, we have to know the reasons why people get hurt in the gym so we can keep them safe in the future, right? And when they get hurt, we have to know why and how to get them back to training in the gym. Okay, so a thorough understanding of this is very, very important. I actually have a really cool infographic that goes along with this lecture that you get for free as well. And lastly, we go over a case study of how to get someone out of pain and back to training. So these principles are all phenomenal, but we don't actually put it together and you don't understand how to create a program to get people back in the gym and keep them safe for the long term, then we lose, right? So I'll put a link in the show notes for this. It's a Fitness Pain-Free Mini Course. Definitely check this out.